All right, we're live.
Hooray.
Hooray.
How's it going, guys?
Going
Yeah,
okay.
alright.
Yeah.
Johnny still sick?
No, I'm more or less feeling better. I'm just a little tired today. Ended up spending today fixing our dishwasher.
Oh.
Nice. Real adult work right there.
Yeah, it was a treat.
Fun.
I definitely could not fix a dishwasher.
Oh,
I didn't think I could either, and then I did it. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Did you look up like a YouTube tutorial?
Yeah, there was like straight up like, here's what you need to do. But even after that, it's like, okay, this is actually kind of annoying to do because
Yeah.
what we needed to do was replace the soap dispenser. So to do that, we had to like pry back all these metal tabs. But they're like, yeah, just take a putty knife and just hold these tabs in place and then move these other tabs in place. So I had to take 3 butter knives and like jury rig it in the weirdest way possible, but it worked.
Oh,
So,
okay.
You don't have a putty knife?
No? Do you have a putty knife?
I don't even know what that is.
I actually do have a
answers
putty
that
knife.
question.
I've had to do drywalling before, so
Okay.
Okay, that makes more sense then.
yeah.
Yeah, we have had no need for a putty knife, so never bought one. And I was like, I don't want to buy a putty knife just to do this
Right.
when I'm sure I can jury rig something else.
Yeah, for sure. I'm glad it worked out though. That's cool.
Yeah, so now we have a working dishwasher again. Hooray.
Man, I wish I had a dishwasher.
I did
so
too
nice.
for the
Yeah.
past couple months.
I mean, I was gonna make the tasteless joke of I do. Her name's Erin, but
Wow. Oof.
I'm kidding because I do most of the dishes. I'm the one who doesn't like them sitting around in this household.
It's definitely nice when I like go to my parents' place and I can like just put dirty dishes in their dishwasher.
Yeah.
That is so nice.
I'll tell you, when you're the one that does dishes most often, you look at what dishes you're buying a whole different way. It's just like, that's too many crevices. Fuck that shit. We're going with
No, that's
plastic
gonna be a pain to
cups.
clean. No,
Yep. Yep.
Right? Yeah.
I'm not getting the sponge. I'm only using the wand.
What do you mean that cup tapers at the end? Why? Yeah.
Or if your hand can even like fit in the cup or whatever like that. Yeah.
I found
For
bowls.
sure.
Oh,
I
man.
hate bowls.
I used to have these like tall like beer stein glasses, like super tall but super thin.
Sure.
You needed like a special wand to clean them. They were
Yeah.
so annoying.
Yeah, no way. And that's
Yeah.
not happening.
Yeah, that's the worst. That's when that becomes a water cup.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I still got the same like dish utensil set that I got when I left for college from like Walmart or whatever.
I mean, why fix what's not broken, right?
Exactly. So
Yeah.
they look like they're extra kind of like big and ugly,
Nice.
but it's like, I don't know, man, fork's a fork.
True.
Picks
See, I
up
had the same
food.
thing too, and Reese was like, "These are terrible. You need to get rid of these."
Yeah.
Because like we had 2 sets of plates basically. Like she had like these nice like thin like light white plates, and I had these like super clunky like early 2000 like flowery green plates, and she's just like, "Please get rid of these, please."
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend's apartments is sillier because she's had so many roommates kind of come and go over the years and just kind of leave stuff or bring stuff
Sure.
that like nothing matches.
Yeah.
And there's just so much weird stuff in there.
But the thing is that when nothing matches, everything matches. Because
Yeah,
that's the new
chaos.
style. Yeah.
Chaos brings harmony.
I guess so. I'm just getting over my cold. I'm still like clearing my throat a ton and sniffling a bunch. Sounds like, Paul, you're getting sick.
I'm developing one. Yep. Because I was
Nice.
pretty drowsy today for no reason. I'm just feeling kind of slow in general, and I can feel the like throat tightening thing a little bit.
We got a big pressure drop coming here too, by the looks of it. Like the temperature is going to be dropped by like 8 degrees tomorrow, and then it's going to be thunderstorms on the weekend. So it ain't going to be a good weekend.
Mm.
I think my weekend's going to be gorgeous.
Well, la di freaking da.
Yeah, it's going to go up to 26.
Ooh. Yeah,
sounds
today
like
was
hell.
like 28, and I think it's dropping down to like 18.
Oh, that sounds great. Oh, I can't wait.
But then, and like tomorrow's supposed to be all cloudy, and then like Saturday onwards, it's like thunderstorm, thunderstorm, thunderstorm.
Honestly, the only problem I have with Calgary's weather is the pressure change. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like,
No, I'd agree the same way. I like a lot of aspects of it, but it's just annoying when it's like, yeah, now you can't. Now you got nosebleeds. Now you get
Yep.
headaches.
Yep.
I definitely get the nosebleeds when I go up there. I don't get headaches though, thankfully.
Man.
Nice. Yeah. Sean, I forgot to tell you last week, actually. I finally saw Booksmart, and I highly recommend that movie to people as well.
That's a really good movie. Yeah, it's
a
lots of
great one.
fun.
Yeah.
Very good movie. Yep, for sure. 2 thumbs up.
Yep. It's a good one.
What did I see last weekend?
Oh my god, what was it that came out last weekend?
Oh, Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah,
That came
Hobbs
out.
and Shaw. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
How was that?
That movie is extremely silly.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm sure.
good.
I mean, they know exactly what they're doing, and it is just goofy and weird. And I enjoyed it. It's it's as good as a Fast and Furious movie. So if you're into those, you're probably into this.
Sure.
I finally got to watch Spider-Verse.
What'd you
Oh
think?
my god, yeah.
I liked it. It was good.
Yeah.
I love that movie. Love it, love it,
I-
love it.
I keep forgetting that it was done by the Clone High guys. So like watching it, I'm like, oh no, this is their style completely.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah,
weird
that-
like non sequitur jokes, like the weird cutaways.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
that movie is so good. There's so many jokes in it. Like that movie is such a treat. I can't get over the movie.
Yeah, I really like it too. And Nicolas Cage as well
Yeah.
as Spider-Man.
Yep.
Pretty good.
Yep. All right. Top down perspective, August 8th. I'm Sean Booker.
Paul Fleck.
John Wheeler.
And Paul, why don't you tell us what you've been playing?
I've been reliving my past this last week. Basically,
Ooh.
yeah. Basically, I've been watching somebody that streams regularly start God of War, and I was just like, man, that was a good game. And I loaded it back up to finish all the end game content to 100% it. And man, it is hard to go back to that game when you weren't playing 30 hours of it, and like now you're doing the hardest stuff in the game. Holy shit.
Yeah, I don't think like the Valkyrie fights, I don't think I could like remember the combat.
The
well
Valkyrie
enough.
fights. Yep. So I struggled on the easiest Valkyrie for about 3 hours and then got the hang of it, and that game's easy now. So I just have to finish off the last few. But yeah, it took a long time to get back into it. It just felt off to me for some reason.
I mean, that happens with any game you take a long enough break.
That's
from.
true. Yep,
Yeah.
that's true.
I don't get why there still hasn't been a single game that has done a good like, oh hey, we noticed you haven't played this game in 8 months. Would you like a brief tutorial?
It's not a bad idea.
It's such a
Average
good
Switch
idea.
Games actually did that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that sounds good.
I don't know. I'm surprised that not a single game has done that. Like there are so many games that I'm like, man, I wish I could go back and like just wrap up that game. But it's like, I'm not going to spend, 5 hours relearning the combat system.
Yeah, I spent 3 hours in the worst way to relearn that combat system, but I think I have it. Maybe. I don't know. At some point, I forgot that, like, oh yeah, Atreus is dope as hell at, like, this point in the game, so I need to use him more than just Kratos.
Yeah, you got to mash that Y button.
You gotta use both. You gotta use everything in your arsenal at that point. So anyways.
Games, when a game puts out like a new piece of DLC, that's when they should definitely like utilize, here's a new tutorial for you.
So that reminded me of, I still have the 3 DLCs for Spider-Man, which was one of my favorite games of last year as well.
Okay.
I do. So I jumped into that and just decided to play that all of last night to get used to how that game moves again, and just kind of like go around the city, have a little bit of fun. I had one more gadget that I needed to unlock all the upgrades for 100% completion, so I did that. And did a few of the.
I imagine getting back into Spider-Man was a lot easier because it's just Batman combat.
It was way harder because the timing is pretty strict for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I don't know, man. God of War and Spider-Man has this weird combat where those enemies really want to kill you, like really bad in both of them. So they're very tight timing windows for like everything in those games. And Spider-Man moves a lot quicker than Kratos does. So
Sure,
it
hope
was
so.
yeah, so it was kind of weird just getting used to like moving around the battlefield and dodging and like following up on it and the combos again. But it didn't take as much time, I will say, as God of War did to get back into the feel of it. And wrapped up a few of the last. I had like 3 trophies left that were like secret trophies that I just looked up like what they are because I wasn't ever gonna see. And yeah, they were just like things that you do in the world that don't have anything to do with the game, but rather like one of them isn't even a secret. One of them's like greet 10 civilians, and I've just never like stopped to go on the ground and like talk to the civilians before. So like,
Oh, you're a monster. What kind of friendly neighborhood Spider-Man are you?
Yeah, you gotta do the finger snap and
one
all
that does his goddamn job is what the one I am.
Take a selfie and all that.
Yeah. So I
You
got
played the DLC?
the DLC. I'm gonna actually start tonight. I was gonna do it if we didn't have this weird little podcast we have to do. So I'll be doing it after. But yeah, no, I'm excited to play the DLC. I spent last night just getting back into the flow of how that game moves and get the last for the 100%. But I will be.
Yeah, I definitely
reporting
finished
back.
that game being like, yeah, Spider-Man, this is great.
Yep.
Come on, bring on the DLC. But every time one came out, everyone was just kind of like, it's pretty meh, like whatever. So I've just like nothing has drawn me to it.
I guess, but like at the okay. I mean, I'll be able to talk about it next week because I'll know. I just don't know
Yeah.
why it would be meh because that game, like, I just want more of that game. So if there's more of that game, unless they fucked something up, which I'm really hoping they didn't, then I think I'll be fine. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
I guess, like, out of those, the one I'm not looking forward to is the last one. I think it's, like, the Silver Linings one with the Silver Sable. Because I hate Silver Sable, and I hate her henchmen. So, I don't know. I'm not looking forward to that one. I'm really looking forward to the first one, actually. To get more Black Cat story, lore, whatever they're doing there.
Oh, right. Yeah, Black Hat. And then the second one's like Hammerhead?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. You got it. Also, they added a bunch of suits that I hadn't seen before because they kept releasing free suits.
Yeah, I remember the controversy about the Sam Raimi Spider-Man suit.
Right. So the Sam Raimi one's in there. There's a weird, like, Fantastic Four one in there. Now.
Fantastic Bagman.
Yeah, Fantastic.
Yeah, Bagman.
Yep.
Yep.
The Homecoming, the suits are in there.
The Homecoming suits are in there. Both of them. And I think there was one other. I can't remember. Anyways. And like a whole bunch of locked suits, which annoys me because
I'm assuming there's some Spider-Verse suits in there.
There's like the Spider-Verse animation style is in there, I believe.
Well, I know there's like an anime or like a cartoon
Animation
style,
filter,
but
yeah.
that came. I mean, this game came out a few months before Spider-Verse,
did, yeah.
so it wouldn't have been directly tied to Spider-Verse.
Well, there's.
Oh, I thought that was a Spider-Verse one.
There's 9 locked costumes now, which I'm assuming 3 per DLC probably. Again, I'll be able to like talk more about it next week once I know. Anyways, Spider-Man's back on the docket for me, and it's been absolutely great.
Nice.
Today, though, I finally loaded up Picross. Hold on, Lord of the Nazarick.
Based on your favorite anime.
Done tight.
Yeah, exactly. I had to actually look up what the name was while I was writing it because all I know is that it's that anime Picross, and that's what it is. If you have played any of the other Picross games on the Switch, it is literally that again. But
it has a story mode, right? Like that's the one thing I'm interested about.
Like it has a weird opening story thing with 2 characters I've never seen this anime with 2 characters like talking to each other, and then one of them's just like, I am actually undead or whatever. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And now I'm just doing a bunch of puzzles for him. So
okay.
Yeah,
it's not like ongoing story, or you just haven't played enough.
I haven't played enough. It seems like there's probably puzzles for each character, and I'm guessing once you finish like a bunch of them, you'll probably get more story or something. There's
what I saw of the actual trailer was that there was like scenes from the show, and then like you would get like storylines or like little bits based on characters, and I think the overall character you saw pieces of every now and then.
Gotcha, yeah, because like all of the puzzles are obviously revolving around this anime, and I guess the big takeaway for me is how fast the difficulty ramped up. which I'm kind of not used to, but I guess it makes sense because this is kind of just like
Because anime fans are like real. They're hardcore.
yeah,
about
because
Picross.
anime fans
They will
are
cut
real.
you.
Yeah, for sure. So like the third puzzle, I think is like a 10 by 10, and then the fifth is like a 15 by 15 with like some hard patterns. I was just like, holy shit! I was not expecting it to ramp up that quickly, but all right, here we go. And
Is
they're
it
all
making you want to go like watch the anime?
no, that's ridiculous.
Okay. Well, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe it's a great anime. I don't. Does anyone know anything about this anime?
Never heard of it.
Do you know anyone who knows anything about this anime?
Probably.
I haven't heard a single person be like, "Oh yeah, that."
I have heard people say, "Oh yeah, that," or be like, "Oh, that looks cool," or "Did they made a Picross on that anime?" So I'm guessing those people know. But
Okay.
like, if you're talking about like people we know in real life, I don't know anybody that knows this anime.
I just meant like anywhere basically because I haven't even heard of this anime.
There are
but then again, I'm not like
Mhm.
caught up on the anime scene.
There are definitely people on the internet that have messaged me saying that looks cool, and
People
that
are
they
asking
know
what
that
the anime is. Do you know what anime it's based off of? Is it just called Lords of?
It's like Overlord or something like that.
Overlord or something like that. Yeah, I can tell you in a second here because I took a screenshot using my Switch. I use that share
Ooh.
button on the Switch more than anybody I know by far. I use it consistently. And when you share something to your Twitter using it, it gives you like
You get a lot of hashtags.
you get a whole bunch of hashtags related to it. So I'll tell you which
You can delete
hashtag.
those, by the way.
You can,
You can just
yeah.
delete those.
I leave them because they're funny. unless I need,
I knew it.
and unless I need the space. So the hashtags for this one are Picross, Overlord in capital letters, Picross LOTN, and Nintendo Switch.
Sure. Yeah.
So I'm guessing this is an anime called Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
People in the chat are saying it is called Overlord, and they seem to know what it is, or one person knows what it is.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like, honestly, I thought you and John would even know what it is. I usually think I'm the one that doesn't know anything when it comes to anime. So.
I am not the anime
Dude,
guy. Dude.
I'm not in the anime scene anymore.
You just bought anime. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but I bought old anime.
I'm just saying. I can't remember the last time I bought anime.
I bought like G Gundam. That's like 98.
Sounds
Or
like you're the anime
2000 or
guy.
something like that.
You're the
Okay,
anime
there
guy,
you go.
dude. As far as I'm concerned,
I'm only 20 years behind.
Nice.
I'll be the Dragon Ball guy, but that's where it starts and ends.
Ah, I see. Dragon Ball's not anime. I get it.
No, it is anime. I'm just saying that's all I can do as far as the anime. You got Gundam. You got that other one you mentioned. the third anime. You got Overlord, I guess.
Yeah, now
I
you
don't
have
have this.
Overlord. Congratulations.
Now, great. Thanks. I always wanted it.
I mean, I don't know. I think we decided that when I joined that I was the Halo guy because Nathan left.
Oh, we need it because we needed a Halo guy.
Yeah, you needed a Halo guy.
That seems like something we would have said.
Yeah, so I'm the Halo guy. This makes sense.
Yep. I mean, John, are you gonna play it because it's a Picross game?
Probably, but I'm still playing Picross 3 right now. So, like,
Yeah.
I'm behind.
Okay.
I still have a few puzzles in S2 to even finish up too. So
Oh,
like
God. There's too many too fast now. It's fatiguing.
They are coming out very quickly. Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, if you've played one of those games at all, any of the S series, and even any of the E series or whatever, they're all like that. They're all the same. This one has
What if you played a whole bunch of the 3D series?
It is not like that one. Nope.
Okay.
even
Well, I
remotely.
mean, me and like the 3 fans out there, I gotta ask every time.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I guess like just as an overview, if you are a Picross nerd, as it were, you have your normal standard Picross puzzles, and you can switch to the Mega Picross, like kind of at a whim. You have color Picross puzzles and clip
Oh, nice. I like those.
as usual.
Color's probably the best addition they did.
Colors really
Is there a new
fun.
one? Is there like an anime Picross?
I mean, the
An
fact that
Overlord
all of
Picross?
them seem to be revolved around the character that is like on the screen at the time. I'm guessing. I have no idea. I'll play more of it and I'll let you know.
Okay.
That's all I've been playing though.
All right, John, why don't you get going?
Well, I'm playing Picross 3 right now, just trying to get through that. Otherwise, haven't really played anything in my spare time, so I did a bunch of stuff on stream. Game clearing, we played through a game on the TurboGrafx CD called Last Alert. And man, the TurboGrafx CD is a pain in the ass to get running.
Oh, great.
So, if you've ever seen a TurboGrafx 16, they're like this weird, they're like the T-piece from Tetris. That's the shape it is. So they're already like a really awkward shape.
Sure.
Now take that, put it on top of something that is just as big as it, but like the T line is also out farther, and then wraps around it, and puts a CD player on top of it that is also removable and separate.
Gotcha.
So basically, like, it gets ensnared and then just gets a CD player thrown on top of it. And then you have to put a specific game in the TurboGrafx 16 so that it'll know to actually run the CD player.
Right. Okay.
And then you can play your game. But I didn't have that game, so I had to like find a ROM for it and put it on an EverDrive.
Oh.
I had to go like this weird workaround to get it to work, but it works. So we played through Last Alert, which is this top-down shooter that's got amazing voice acting.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, so it was
really good. Just TurboGrafx Mini, didn't they like release all the list for that?
It actually might have.
Is this like a big TurboGrafx game?
Not as big. There's some other ones on there that are big that I played, like Lords of Thunder. Lords of Thunder is definitely on there. That's a really good one. I
I'm trying to look it
don't
up here.
see it on this, but I see Lords of Thunder.
Does the TurboGrafx Mini have TurboGrafx CD games?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it has Snatcher, which is a big one.
Are you getting a TurboGrafx Mini?
Maybe, because some of those games are actually stupid expensive, so it would be nice to have an actually cheap way of playing them.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see that.
What about the Genesis Mini? That's coming out soon, right?
Oh yeah, that is. I totally forgot about that, to be honest.
I think we're. Yeah.
Yeah. No Last Alert on there, but Lords of Thunder is definitely on there. There's a lot of good stuff on this. I forgot about this.
Yeah, there's a big list of some pretty good stuff on here, actually. Interesting.
Ease Book 1 and 2. Wow. Yeah, Snatcher. A bunch of other things here. But yeah, no, that was fun. Lords of Thunder is a really good shmup with some extremely good music. Highly recommend it. And otherwise, we played on stream. We started playing through Mystical Ninja starring Goemon. So that's one of the two N64 ones we got over here. This is the like more Zelda-ish 3D adventure game, and there's also like a 2.5D one as well on the system. But it's kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing too exciting on it. Just getting used to it in general, because like the combat's a little weird at times.
Yeah,
but it's also very jokey.
The thing I remember about this game specifically is it was always on the shelf in my local Blockbuster. So I like I've never played it myself, but I know exactly what that cover art looks like. And yeah.
No, I played the Super Nintendo one that we got over here, The Legend of the Mystical Ninja. I played that a bunch and beat it, so I knew kind of what to expect and who was in it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's jarring going from those 2D ones to the 3D one, but it still plays decent.
Well, that's good. It has a 4.8 out of 5 rating. Wow.
Really?
That seems. Okay. What the hell is this for? Oh,
it's held
Never
up.
Mind.
Oh.
Why would it give me an eBay rating? Weird. Yeah. No, it looks good. So how far did you get in it? Like, do you think you're gonna finish it pretty quick, or
we got past the first giant robot fight? So at some point, like, you hop in your giant robot named Impact, and then you like literally control it fighting a giant robot. Like, you do have a first-person view. You can type in secret combos to do special moves. You got grappling hooks and like guns and stuff like that. We got to the second major town, and we got our third character to join our party. So I think we're Only
Okay.
like 2 hours, an hour in, 2 hours in, but it's like an 8-hour game.
Oh, okay. So you started
so,
this
like, we're go-
kind of at the end, latter half or whatever of.
Yeah, we
your-
beat Last Alert on the stream, and then we ended up we went to that right after.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so this was for game clearing. We're on M now, which is Mystical Ninja, and then we'll see where the rest of the alphabet goes.
I mean, obviously, you know where the rest of the alphabet goes. You're just not announcing it yet.
I mean, I don't have all the games decided yet either. So.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, no. Like some of them I already have written down, and others I'm like, I'll figure it out when it's time.
Is
Because it's not like I
one of
really
the
have a
ones that you're gonna
shortage.
figure out?
N is not figured out yet. No.
Wow. Okay.
Actually, no, that's a lie. That's a lie. I did figure that out because we were
Oh.
discussing it after the stream, and I was like, I wonder what would be a good one. Oh, that one. I always wanted to play that one.
Okay. Cool.
So I got one there.
What do you think
we're
is
gonna
going to
play.
be the hardest game that you don't have already picked out? Like what letter?
X probably.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
But I have a bunch of X-Men games, so that's probably what it'll end up being.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Y is also probably going to be tricky because most of my mods are trying to get me to pick Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh. Could do Xenoblade if you want to spend the rest of the year.
Yes, that nice short game, Xenoblade Chronicles.
Yeah, just end off at X. Spend all of the rest of the year finishing that game off.
I'd rather do was it Saga? Yeah, the one with
Yeah.
Cosmos.
Yeah, for
I've
sure.
tried playing that game a couple times and I kind of liked it, but I never got very far.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of other X games. Oh man, I just looked
XCOM.
up. Remember the game 13 X111?
Oh man, 13. Wasn't like David Duchovny was the main character in that or something like that?
I think so. I remember that game was the first game to make me realize that I could get motion sick playing video games if they have like
Oh wow.
a certain problem with how their field of view is, because I felt real sick playing that game.
Apparently, I currently have 43 games I can choose from for unfinished. So, but there's a decent amount of those are X-Men related.
Like the arcade games and stuff like that.
They had to be games I haven't beaten before. So it's like some of the X-Men tie-in games, some of the X-Men fighting games, X-Men versus Street Fighter, X-Men Legends.
Legends. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
I
you
still have
have
to
a
sit
few
down and
good
play
games.
Ultimate Alliance.
Oh, did you buy Ultimate Alliance 3?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I've been wanting to know if that's worth picking up, because what I've heard, and this is the most useless review ever, is that it's great if you like Marvel stuff. It's like, well, what does that tell me? Like, obviously, if I'm buying Ultimate Alliance, I like Marvel. How does it play? Like, Jesus.
What I've heard is if you played the previous games, you basically know what to expect. The combat is a little better, I heard, but it is
Okay.
more or less like if you have played those games, you know exactly what you're picking up when you get here.
Apparently, it's a little more streamlined, whatever that means, which usually to me means it's less than the others.
I mean, to be fair, from what I remember those games, they had a lot of fluff.
Yeah,
A lot of fluff. So I'm kind of okay with that being streamlined.
sure. Do you know how it runs on the Switch? Because it's Switch only, right?
It is Switch exclusive, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Team Ninja made it and Activision, or I don't even think Activision published it. I think it was straight up Marvel or Nintendo themselves.
Oh man, you could play Xevious. Yeah, so this is a part where Sean walked away,
yeah.
and he's the one that's fucking up. Why would he not choose him to start? If he knew he had to pick stuff up. I'm going to let the audience in on what's going on here. Sean told us before we went live that he's dumb and he forgot to do laundry. So right now he's doing his laundry after starting the podcast.
Which this is not the first time he's done this in the podcast either.
No, this is not the first
Far
time.
from it.
This is the first time he's been gone this long with nothing for us to say. So I want you all to
Yeah,
tweet.
and because normally
Thanks,
he
Sean.
has at least his game list out. Well, I'm just gonna start reading out his list and let's see how it goes. So I was playing. I started playing that new Fire Emblem Three Houses. I went with one of the houses because I hate the other two. I think the characters suck, but the characters
Oh.
in my house are great.
He went with the yellow deer or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, right, because he was complaining that all the characters he wanted was in the red house or something like that.
Yeah. So, obviously he's reached the part of the game where he now hates it because it was too good to be true before. So
yeah, it's like, oh, now it's more Fire Emblem than I like.
Yeah. Now it's too much Fire Emblem for him.
Then he went on to play Wolfenstein. All right, which Wolfenstein do you think this is? Youngblood, or do you think he went back and played the Raven Software Wolfenstein?
I think this is where that would be actually great.
That would be that'd be like the most him move too, because he loves Raven Software. And he's just like, man, I miss those guys.
Yeah, but also so unlike him because
yeah.
he doesn't go back to play old stuff. So.
That's true. So I'm gonna guess this is Youngblood then. He's probably like, because he was talking about, he was playing that the other day. He said he liked it. It was good for budget title because it's a budget title.
This is where he's going to tell the audience, because he has to save face, that it's still good and that Paul totally wasn't right, and that he isn't totally bored of how like listless and kind of like vapid everything in this game is, and how the only reason he's having fun with it is because he's playing with his good friend, in which case anything would be fun. Literally sitting, staring at a blank screen and chatting about the good times is fun when you're with an old friend. But he's not going to admit that to you. He's going to say that this is still a really cool game that really builds on the lore of these characters and how the writing's actually pretty good, and how he actually can't wait for more Wolfenstein. And the reason why he can't wait for more Wolfenstein is because that means a real video game had come out at this time. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Paul.
Also, he played the Division.
I would like... I would like to point out Sean is the one who edits these, so if you don't hear these, but you see it in the VOD, now you know why.
You're right. I forgot about that. Hi, Sean.
Hi, Bagel. Come on down, buddy.
Just do Sean's part for him. I honestly want to know what
news at this point.
I honestly want to know what the Division 2 he played, because I think they did release like a new chapter, but
hey, welcome back.
Hi.
And that's all I've been playing. Good timing.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey. I just
finished.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great. I've been playing Fire Emblem.
Oh yeah. Tell us about Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem is too easy. It's weirdly easy how.
Oh.
That's not the direction I was expecting. Okay.
Yeah. No, me neither.
It's odd. Mostly like the fights, obviously, because the I don't know, overworldy relationship stuff isn't. There's no difficulty for that. But the fights get super easy. Primarily because they let you take like side quests on, so you can get over leveled pretty quick.
So you can kind of grind a little bit, but like not really grinding, I guess, if it's actual content you're enjoying. So.
Yeah, you can't. I wouldn't say grind it because you can't do them over and over again. But they do give you more than is needed to like progress, and it's left my characters like real strong to the point like in previous Fire Emblems, any kind of like mage or archer, I would want them like behind the front lines because they're too weak to go to like have a head-on attack. This point, I can put anyone wherever I want. Doesn't matter. I am never worried one bit. Which is weird for sure. So maybe in hindsight, I would have probably played on hard because it's really easy, which is a bummer.
Yeah, chat's saying that part 2 gets quite a bit tougher, whatever that means. So maybe enjoy it while it lasts, I guess.
Yeah, maybe so. I'm also seeing in chat people saying that normal mode is pretty easy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, I went normal, no resurrection. That's what I did as well. I've had like a couple people getting killed randomly, but there's the time rewind mechanic, so it's pretty easy to avoid.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, at the moment I'm like not really worried about anything for the most part, which is weird. I do hope the second half gets harder for sure.
Cool.
But it's good. I'm slowly recruiting people onto my team,
You're
getting all the ones that look cool.
Yep.
You can also get I wasn't sure about this before. You can get the excuse me, the other professors on your team.
Mm-hmm.
Which I've gotten some of them, but I don't want to use them because they're like really powerful.
So
and it kind of makes me think of like all the times where in several other previous Fire Emblem games, they would give you like an already upgraded unit at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not great to use them because their stats actually suck as they grow. It's better to have your guy like get fully leveled up, then upgrade them, and so on and so on. So I just feel like they're kind of they're going to be the super powerful character that I don't even need really in this scenario. And also, I'd rather grow my own character and have a better version of them.
Sure, that makes sense.
Continuing on, I finished Wolfenstein. Youngblood specifically.
I thought you had finished it actually.
That's I was about halfway through last time we talked.
So John and I were kind of like wondering what. Honestly, we were kind of wondering about like Wolfenstein: The Division 2, like what you were going to talk about, because I was under the impression you had finished Wolfenstein. But okay, that makes sense.
So I had not finished Wolfenstein.
Does it end with a Twisted Sister cover?
It does not. There's nothing like that really. It just kind of ends. I will say the final boss, like weirdly hard out of nowhere. Like really hard out of nowhere. Like we were just flying through that game, my buddy and I. Then there's the final boss, and it's like it can just like one hit kill you, and it does often. Weird. To the point we had to split up, and it's like, okay, you fight the person, I'll just like keep myself alive and away from like the gunship, so that it can only kill one of us at a time.
So would you consider this hard or difficult?
I mean, as our discussion last week, I would consider it both. Okay. I'd also consider it kind of bullshit in terms of one-hit kills. That's never cool.
Totally. Is this the only boss, or are there multiple? No,
there's multiple. The whole game is kind of set up as like, here's 3 main bosses you need to do before we'll let you have access to the final boss.
Gotcha. Okay. This is actually what I forgot to ask you last week. Do they play it with like any mechanics where they know you're 2 people, so there will be one person like doing something and the other person can do the other to like take these bosses down? Or are they just kind of like ammo dumpsters?
The bosses are pretty much ammo dumpsters.
Oh, damn. Okay.
They will have other things going on, so we just kind of organically would split up. Like,
sure.
Like the boss would start fighting, and it's like, hey, while you're fighting, you're gonna have to like collect these keys, and you can kind of do them in whatever order you want. But I was just like, hey, I'm gonna go do the keys. See you later. It's not. We didn't have to split up. I was just like, you have fun fighting. I'm gonna go get these keys.
Sure.
They do make you have to like press a button at the same time pretty regularly. There's a lot of 2-person doors.
Okay.
So typical co-op stuff, and a lot of like, we're going to really slowly go through this door together, Gears of War style, because they're hiding a loading screen, obviously.
Can you bro fist each other to heal each other?
Yeah, that's like the whole game.
Okay, yeah.
Like I said, we're doing the robot and all sorts of stuff.
This is strangely sounding like Army of Two, the more I hear about it. But like in the Wolfenstein universe. Like even down to
like that.
Even down to how the characters act.
Yeah, I guess I could see some parallels with Army of Two. Really had not thought about that. Also, they made 3 Army of Twos. You know that?
I know, right?
Yep. There's 3 of those.
Yeah, I know.
I played the first 2. I don't believe I played 3.
The 40th day, I think that one was.
Okay.
I think you're right. What was 2 called then?
Brothers in Arms or something like that. Brothers something.
Wasn't there one of them called like the Devil's Cartel or something? Or was that?
Oh no, actually,
I want to say the 40th day may have been the second game.
The 40th day is the second one. Devil's Cartel is the third. You are correct.
Wow, way to go, Paul.
I remember. Wasn't there a controversy with that game back in? I don't even remember what it was. They used to call that like bro fisting like the terrorist jab. For some reason,
that's not ringing any bells for me. But that would not be cool if that was the case.
Yeah, it was a weird time in history for a lot of things. But yeah, I remember liking that first game for whatever it's worth. I never played the other anything else by them, by the Army
Yeah,
of Two
I
guys.
remember just going through it in co-op and it being like, this is. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
having fun because it's co-op, but I wouldn't play this by myself.
sure. I mean, I
And it
do
was
like
all about like
Visceral.
pulling aggro and stuff, right?
Yeah, that's why I feel like almost a little let down if they didn't do something kind of similar in Wolfenstein, where like you pull
Yeah,
aggro
they
or like
don't.
that's kind of too bad. Hmm. Okay, fair
Yeah, I
enough.
don't know. Like it's a budget title. It feels like a budget title.
Sure.
I think it's worth the budget price. So, I mean, I had fun playing co-op with it.
So I want to know about why you were playing the next game.
So yeah, so I played some Division 2 because the episode 5 or
Yeah,
pack
yeah,
5 or whatever went public because it
right.
comes if you're a season pass holder, it comes out a week earlier than the public stuff comes out.
So you did play it then. I've been meaning to get in.
Yeah, that's what I put on the
Okay.
list.
Yeah, okay. I was just wondering if
Um
maybe you were wrapping something up or something.
no, so there's like there's some new missions.
Mm,
Um two specific like story ones
mm-hmm.
which are in the zoo, and the second one was like it's kind of a foresty area with like a kind of a cabin in the woods or on a lake kind of area.
Gotcha.
Uh,
Okay.
they were both pretty cool sceneries. There's some animals still in the zoo, like alligators.
Of
But when you
course.
go in the alligator pit, they just scurry away. And I was really hoping that
Yeah.
they would just like grab me or grab some of the enemies while we were trying to have a firefight in there.
Be kind of neat.
But
Yep.
they don't.
Hmm.
Um,
That
they've also
sucks.
added
Yeah.
something called like an expedition mode, which we didn't get to play too much of, but it's like a different tiers. Like you have to do like 3 expeditions inside the area to unlock like a 4th or something. I don't know. I didn't spend too much time with it, but there's new division content. I did try the raid because they added in discovery mode, which makes it easier. And oh no, it's called story difficulty, which makes it easier, and matchmaking.
Story
Um,
difficulty. Okay. Nice.
so I tried hosting one,
Okay.
and no one joined.
Oh.
So I tried just joining one,
Yeah.
and I did get in. I got into the final checkpoint, so the raid of the final boss. Here
Oh,
we
that
go.
sucks.
Um,
Missed out on the whole thing. Okay.
and me and my friend, we were in a party chat,
Yeah.
and we were not going to leave the party chat because we're like, we're not going to talk to these people. Let's just see
Yeah.
what happens.
Yeah.
So we got killed twice immediately in the raid, and was like, I think I'm good. I think I'm good.
So you left.
Yeah.
Wow.
Also, leaving was really hard to figure out how to do that. That was weird. Like we even quit the game,
Yeah.
loaded back in, and it just pulled us back into the raid.
Yeah.
Mm.
That makes sense
which
because people disconnect and like when they don't want to leave, so it would make sense.
yeah,
it
so
would
it's like it's a good feature, but it was just unfortunately we found like the one bad case for it.
it is weirdly
eventually
hard to leave groups in that game.
I did
Yeah.
figure it out eventually, but it's pretty convoluted and like buried in a couple menus.
Yeah, it's hidden in the menu.
Yeah, so at this point, I just don't think I'm ever gonna play the raid.
Oh, that's too bad. I should check that out at some point, I think. Now that
Yeah, you didn't beat the raid, right?
now that it's casual difficulty, I might be able to crack into it.
From what I understand, it's still pretty hard. Like you still
Oh,
need
I'm
people
sure.
who like know what they're doing. You just don't need like everyone to know what they're doing.
Honestly, the big problem with the first boss we had was it was a DPS check, and we just, with the random people we found in the looking for group chat, we just couldn't do enough damage to him. We knew how to do the
Okay.
mechanic, but like, we just weren't geared out for it. So,
Anyways, yeah, that's all I've been playing. So let's do some news.
Cool.
weird.
We got a date for Destiny's cross save feature, and that's August 21st.
Okay.
So if
Cool.
you're getting it on Steam or whatever, you can transfer your stuff over. There you go. This next one I actually didn't read fully, but it's definitely interesting. Rocket League is ditching loot boxes, apparently.
Right.
Yeah, I've been hearing about this lately.
Which I need to like skim this real quick because that seems like a pretty big deal.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to have something to do with all the recent controversy with loot boxes, I'd imagine.
Okay.
aimed at creating the best possible experience for our players all over the world.
So it looks like the way it was before, you would earn loot boxes and you would buy keys to open it. It looks like the way they're changing this now is that the new system, you're going to show exactly what you're buying. So it's just going to be a matter of taking the random element out. You're going to be able to spend money and get what you want, essentially.
Interesting.
Yeah, because it did the weird what is that? That stupid like Counter-Strike way that of like the rotating like roulette wheel of like items that you could get to like get you enticed, and then like it would stop right before like the legendary thing and give you like a common, that sort of garbage. And apparently now it's just going to be, you know, you can just buy it if you want it.
All right. That's interesting. Because I'm assuming the loot box system they had was probably making them a lot more money than this will, but I guess this
Sure.
will make players happier. So I wonder if they just like hit a certain amount of like profit where they're like, okay, now we can do like the nice thing for people or whatnot.
More than likely, it's because of all the changes around the
Yeah.
world about loot boxes, because
It's
some countries
future-proofing.
banned loot boxes.
Yep, for sure. It's
Yeah,
100%
right.
that.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, for sure.
And like the
That's
US
good.
is
I mean,
in
I don't
talks
think
to
anyone
do it
likes
now.
loot boxes, so this is a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
Google tweeted that the next Stadia Connect, which is basically kind of like their Nintendo Direct style live streams, will be on August 19th. So I guess we'll get more Stadia news then. Maybe
Okay.
hopefully like a release date.
Sure.
They
See
said they're going to
if,
be talking about more
free
games
will.
coming to it. And then there will be like more hands-on time at Gamescom. No Man's Sky put out a trailer for No Man's Sky Beyond, which is their next major update, which further adds like more kind of multiplayer stuff and as well as VR support.
Right.
Which, I mean, I have it. I have the PSVR. I should just try it because, like, why not?
Yep. I agree.
Um,
You should. I
I'm
think
not
that
a
would be
huge-
kind of neat.
Yeah, I'm not a huge. I actually just watched this trailer for the first time, and there is nothing in this trailer. It is just a logo.
Great.
But I'm not a
That's
huge No Man's
on
Sky
brand.
fan. But like, why not trying it out in VR? That'll probably be pretty fun.
I like that they added a game to that thing like a while back. Their updates have been huge and like added a lot to them. Arguably,
Yeah, I think
they were maybe stuff that should have been there before they sold it. But, you know, pressures are what they are from publishers. So
I think I heard the count was at like this is update number 7 of like the major updates. So they've definitely been putting a ton of work into this.
each major update has been fucking huge too. That is a completely different game than the one that
I remember the
everybody
last
hated.
one, or actually, it wasn't the last one. What was the Xbox launches one called?
I don't remember.
I only remember No Man's Sky Next.
Next,
Yeah.
that's the one. That's what it's called. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's when I jumped back into it to try it, and I played it for a couple hours, but it's still kind of No Man's Sky.
Is that when they added base building and multiplayer? So
Yeah.
yeah. I guess. I mean, base building and like the fact that you get quests actually gives a reason to why you would want to play that thing.
I guess I just never really found the quests that interesting.
Yeah. Are
That's
they
fair.
ever
They
really?
did kind of. It was just meant to be like a relaxing, mindless
Yeah.
kind of game.
I'm actually kind of surprised they put quests in it, frankly, at all. The base building made sense. The fact that they put objectives in it almost seemed to be like against a few things that they said that it was. Because you're right. I remember them billing it as just like, just hang out, man. It's like, well, now you have a reason to, I guess, if you want that.
I mean, at the same time, you don't have to do the quests. You can just
Sure.
hang out. So
Yeah, you
You
can
know,
just
you have
look at
the
the
option
sky.
speaking of improving games or updating games, at least, Anthem's Cataclysm finally came out on Monday of this week.
That's why it's been trying to update all week. Okay. That makes sense.
Anthem had a big 1.3 update that added a bunch of stuff, as well as the Cataclysm.
Great.
Which brings like new story missions and a Cataclysm event missions and whatnot. Part of me like is still wanting Anthem to be good.
No, I'm gonna jump back into this. I'll tell you how it is. I'll let you know.
You don't think it's too late at this point?
Oh,
I
it's
do
definitely
think-
too late. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 100% too late. I want to know for me how it is, so I'll try it.
That's
but,
fair.
Yeah, but it's way too late. Like, they fucked up so big.
Yeah, I don't see them turning it around, but like when Anthem like worked and like when it works, I have fun.
I will say that when it works, it's mediocre. It's totally fine. It's raised up by the people you play with for sure. But like, yeah, it is a totally playable thing when it worked.
I don't know if it's playable. That's another thing. I don't even know if you could do that. It's a pretty broken game. I don't know where it's at the moment.
I don't know. I played it, so that's all I'm saying. Is I beat that story
Well,
mode.
I mean, when I was wrapping up the story, like I couldn't even get in a match, like in a mission with another person.
That's a problem.
And a lot of those missions, you need other people because, like, my class doesn't do enough damage and takes a lot of damage. So, like, it has definitely been unplayable for sure.
I totally agree with you. I just want to say the rude comment of maybe you should just like get better then. Maybe that's a you problem if you're taking too much damage and not doing enough. But no, you're right, because the last mission is literally kind of like a dungeon that you need to do with a bunch of other people. Otherwise, it takes hours. So
yeah, I mean, I'm not even specifically talking about the last one. The last mission I refused to do without someone else, and I managed to get into a mission with one other person, and I was like, okay, maybe we can do it, and we did. But there were just like a couple missions beforehand that I had to do by myself, and it's like these guys are spawning faster than I can do damage.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's pretty weird. But yeah, the Cataclysm is live. It's supposed to be a limited time event. I don't know how long.
Oh, that's right. It's not even a full time. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, they're fucked.
So I'll probably check it out just because I'm curious.
Sure.
But I want to know where they go from here, because this was like the end of their roadmap so far, and they've also pushed out that roadmap. Like I think this was supposed to come out in like June or something.
Yeah, this was supposed to come out. You're right. I think it was maybe early June even. It's been
curious. I'm curious if it brought people back. I'm curious just what the state of Anthem is. It did say there's a bunch of bug fixes and weapon balancing. They've added incursions, which are like modifiers on missions and whatnot.
Right.
There's also a companion guild app you can download for your phone if you want to keep track of your guilds.
It's actually, every time you're like saying something that they're adding, it's kind of just sad. Like, it's actually just making me, no, just anything. When you're saying like they did this, it's like, oh, they're still trying so hard, but they already ruined
things that
it.
should have been there in the first place.
They ruined it. Like, they're trying so hard to make it up, but nobody cares.
At least they're still like fixing it. They could have just been like, well, that's a wrap.
Yeah, but I get the feeling like maybe this is just me, or maybe I'm overthinking it, but I feel like if they left it alone, EA would probably can the company or like shut down a bunch of people. This is like their saving throw to see if they can justify the project. Or
alternatively, EA could have been like, nah, you're done. Like, this is garbage.
Yeah, but they know at this point, if they shutter BioWare of all companies, they're fucked.
I don't think so. Like, BioWare has had 2 stinkers in a row. I don't want BioWare to go anywhere.
But they forced one of the stinkers with the new studio, and then this one was just like rushed out. So I don't know about this one. I would consider this one more like Strike 1 than Andromeda being Strike 1.
Oh, I think Andromeda was Strike 1 for sure. But either way,
I see what you're saying. I don't think Andromeda was Strike 1 for EA. It definitely was for the fans, 100%. But I think this is the first like company like, oh, you guys fucked up big on this one. So yeah, I could see that. For us, it's just like, they did it again. How did they fuck up again? But yeah.
From what I understand, though, I think Anthem is still one of like the top selling games of the year.
Oh, that makes me sick to my stomach.
To be fair, Grand Theft Auto 5 is still one of the top selling games of the year, so.
Sure. I mean, yeah, I mean, that doesn't count because it always is somehow.
It's still a valid point, I feel.
I'm trying to find out how many
the point I was
play.
trying to make was like Anthem still did make a ton of money despite being bad. So maybe it's not so much of a loss because they're like, hey, you guys managed to market this enough that you sold a bunch.
I'm trying to find, like, I really wish Anthem was through Steam, because then I could actually probably find some numbers. I guess, like, I'm just curious, how many people are watching Anthem on Twitch right now? Just as a
No one.
curiosity. 547 viewers total.
Okay. Must be because of the Cataclysm, right? That number had to have been lower last week.
Yeah, 100%.
There's no way. Yeah.
Yep. So this is the time when a new giant patch like this comes out. This should be in, like, at the very least 5,000. If you're lucky that, like, 10,000's and up, right? For a new patch for a big game. The fact that it's under 1,000. Oof. That's pretty bad. I don't know. I'm worried I won't be able to find a game. That's my big worry now. That's why I want.
Well, it'll let you in the mission. You just might not have anyone in the mission with you.
Yeah,
and
but
that sucks.
That game's like built around playing with people.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, the game's like not really balanced for solo play, really.
Yeah, it's not. It's true.
At least if you're the warlock class, which I am, and it's impossible almost.
Yeah, your class literally explodes like all the time. That's true.
Okay, and the last little bit of news is all this Ooblets stuff. Paul and I were talking about this before. John, were you keeping up or hearing about?
I've heard some of this. I read some of their thing.
So for those who don't know,
John or Sean, rather,
Ooblets is kind of like a Animal Crossing meets Pokemon game, but instead of like battles, they dance against each other. It's made by two people, this husband and wife. I understand they have a Patreon that kind of helped them fund their game. I also understand, and this is important, no tiers of the Patreon give you like a copy of the game. So keep that in mind.
Okay. Interesting.
I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah,
that's okay.
That's interesting. I wasn't aware of that either.
You're just kind of like helping fund basically their studio and getting behind the scenes stuff.
Okay. I mean, as long as they don't promise it, I guess, then like you shouldn't feel bad for not getting anything.
Right. Yeah. And in none of their tiers, at least. So I basically, most of what I'm reading, I read the Medium post that Perp Lamps was the.
Yeah. I just opened it. Yep.
Made on Medium, big long article. What's been happening? The way this kind of started is that the studio signed an exclusivity deal with Epic.
Right.
So people exploded because it's the Epic Game Store, and of course, there's no way I'm downloading a new launcher. Are you kidding me? I have to pay $0 for that launcher.
Okay. To be fair, first of all, I agree with you. But to be fair, Epic has had a bunch of weird little wheelings and dealings, like all big companies do, that might be shady or whatnot. But we have to remember here, Epic is not the people getting this hate. This is a fucking husband and wife that put out a video game that just looks like some weird, cheap little cute indie thing. That's what we have to remember here. Epic is not like really part of this equation for like that part.
Okay, so one quick correction: the game is not out yet. There is currently no release date, which I think is also an important point.
Sure.
So people obviously got upset because it's Epic Game Store. A lot of people got upset because they just kind of wanted to add on to the fire of another way to attack the Epic Game Store.
Sure.
Learning about the Patreon, they're like, he was talking about how people were getting upset that we had a Patreon and we were still doing this exclusivity deal, despite the fact that our Patreon does not get you access to the game. But a lot of people didn't know that and didn't care to read into that part of it. Mm-hmm. They thought they were just like, oh, you're going to take everyone's money and then go to get the exclusivity deal, which again, that's not the case.
Just for like clarification on fairness on my half anyways, it does seem weird it just seems like standard business if you're putting out a thing your Patreon maybe gives you something for a tier.
I mean, if they say on the Patreon it doesn't, you shouldn't be thinking you're getting something. He even says like
Sure.
people are confusing this
saying-
with Kickstarter.
Right.
In no way did we ever say our Patreon is Kickstarter.
I agree with you, but I think that's a mistake on their part, is what I'm getting at. I think that's an oversight. But anyways, continue.
I don't know if I agree with that. They can run their Patreon however they want.
Yeah, but they should do it good instead of bad.
Who are you to say they did it bad?
Well, obviously they did it bad because they like muddied up the waters here. Like if they had a tier that was like $75 or whatever, gets you a copy of the game, like why not, right?
Well, that would have led into what a lot of the people were saying is wrong. Because one of the things people were jumping on them for was saying, you know, how can you take all this money and go to Epic when you've already promised your patrons they'll get a copy?
Mm-hmm.
And he's saying, I did not do that.
I didn't promise them anything. Sure.
Anyway, and they kind of explained in an article before their blog post why they chose the Epic Store deal, and they said, look, the money Epic is offering us, if we take this exclusivity deal, we break even. The game is a success. Like, that's great. Then we can keep supporting the game. We can keep living and eating and paying rent. Like, if we take the deal, our game is considered a success. We don't have to sell any copies. Our game is already a success.
Yeah, that's
why
huge.
would you not do that? In his defense, and he mentioned, or sorry, I should say against him, and he even admits to this, he did stoke the flames a little bit by kind of attacking back a bit, referring to people as entitled.
Yeah, it was a very aggressive looking post, but I believe at the same time, that's how the other posts had been written.
Right. So the way he describes it is he's kind of had this like tongue in cheek, like I'm talking right to the consumer attitude throughout all of their kind of stuff in their Discord and their Patreon, like that. So he's just like him calling them entitled. That wasn't out of the blue. And I want to side with him since, again, the game is not out. Right. So the people he's talking to who are demanding something from him, he hasn't even taken their money for the game. Sure. That is the definition of entitled. That like, he doesn't owe these are literally potential consumers. He doesn't owe them anything.
The way he said it though is kind of like a you should have read the room properly moment.
Sure, and he definitely admits to that as well.
Sure. Yeah,
for sure. So like I said, he did stoke the flames a bit. Anyways, the hate squad took that back to their den to blow up further. And then that kind of led to like all the harassment he's been dealing with and the Medium post. Yeah. And I kind of urge you almost not to look out this Medium post because like the content in it is just some of the worst shit I've read on the internet. I can't believe how upset people are getting on his case for. Just the worst kind of profanities thrown towards him and his wife.
Yeah, I mean, it's what you think it is. Like everything you think it is, it's there. Like it just is. Every insult that people use. So they're all there. Every single one of them. So, yeah.
One thing I thought was kind of interesting that he mentions near the end is that the Epic Games has been, not only financially supporting them through the exclusivity deal, but supporting them like emotionally and like trying to help from like a PR side of like protecting them and how to not necessarily fight against this, but how to like survive through this, which I just thought was kind of cool because it's definitely easy. You could definitely see Epic being like, hey, we did our part. We gave you the check. We're waiting for your game. But no, they're actually like supporting the developers who they are choosing to make a business deal with. And I thought that was just cool on Epic's part. That is, they definitely did not need to do that.
Yeah, no, honestly, that's the part that I was like, we should talk about this because I think that's interesting. Like, that is so invaluable for like an indie team to get that sort of support. Like, that's crazy, actually.
Yep.
So I thought that was kind of neat that they did that for them.
The whole situation is insane, obviously.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't even understand how these people function and then like go out and live like a normal life with their friends. Like, can you imagine like going to a movie with a bud and being like, "Oh, hey, what'd you do last night?" "Oh, I told some guy that I hope his wife dies." Like, what on earth are you talking about?
It's catharsis for some people. It's like letting
Yeah.
out their inner demons. So there's like studies that have been done on stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's like a level of empathy that is not being reached here that baffles me.
There's no empathy at all because
That's what I'm saying. Like,
don't exist.
they have
Yeah.
such little empathy that I can't even comprehend
Sure.
that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
If the whole scenario does interest you, and again, content warnings, like I said, you just need to Google Ooblets Medium, and there's a big long blog post where he kind of explains kind of what all has been happening to him and what he's been dealing with over the last week. So if that seems interesting to you, you can look that up.
Do you think any of this has to do with the fact that isn't 8chan shutting down? Like, do you think it's just
it's not shutting down, it's just getting removed off of Cloudflare, which means it can just go to another server hosting company and then exist.
Because I was wondering maybe like if it was actually getting shut down, it's just kind of the roaches scurrying for like their next target or like next kind of just at other corners and just kind of festering there.
Nah, they'll be back up real fast.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, I know. See, sorry if I seem really like muted about this, but as someone who's been doing content online for about like 12 years at this point, it's just like, yep, it's another day on the internet.
Yeah,
I hate that that's the point it's kind of come to, is just apathy.
And here's the thing, is that I used to frequent forums where this stuff I'm reading was just standard fare. Like, none of this is surprising, here. Honestly.
Yeah.
I'm glad that internet is gone for the most part, but this is just a showcase.
Well, I mean,
of those people
it's not gone.
Yeah,
for sure.
Those forums are gone, but these people aren't. So they're lashing out in other, like, there's a Reddit here, Discord, here's Twitter. Like, they're just kind of in different places. They're not all congregated on, well, the worst of the worst are congregated, and we don't go there. But yeah, they're just kind of everywhere now with social media. This shit is terrible, though. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I feel real bad for the Ooblets devs.
I feel super bad.
They did stoke the flames, but they shouldn't be getting the vitriol they're getting. They deserve a little bit of vitriol for the post.
A little bit.
But not the level they've gotten.
You're
right that
shit,
the focus,
but like,
the shit should be aimed towards Epic. Like, if you're that mad about Epic Game Store and everything, and like I've had to download the program now and I've used it, I can see some of the complaints. There are some weird omissions from the Epic Game Store.
There's some problems,
but not to the point where this anger's been. Like, this isn't a case of like Shenmue 3, for example.
No, this isn't. This has nothing to do with Epic or the game. This has everything to do with hateful people trying to find an excuse to get this shit out. And it always is at some point, because the people that actually criticize stuff usually do so like they want to be heard. This is not the way you get heard. Like some of this stuff, at least. Not in a way that makes any change if you want change. Lane,
I mean, I'm almost like siding with Epic here. Like, hey, keep going out and making exclusivity deals. Because of your deal, this small dev is a success. Sure. Because of your deal, all these other people who are moving over there are getting a larger cut than Steam is giving them.
But you see what people are learning they can do now, right? People are realizing, wait, we can just make it so that it looks like a toxic thing if you take this deal.
Yep, that's true.
They're trying to add the baggage to Epic at all to like shut them down.
That's not Epic's fault. That's the
no, it's not Epic's fault. It's 100% not Epic's fault, but that's what they're trying to do.
Yep. It's like, oh my god, I hate this word in this context because it means so much more, but it's like actually just what terrorism is, right? It's like making it so people don't want to work with Epic because they will get a hate mob on them. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
sure. And I'm sure every team, when they're having the conversation of, okay, what platforms do we put this out on? And then they come to, they obviously probably hit PC first. They think, well, I mean, we could do Epic and we'll make more money, but you do know it's going to cause an uproar, right? And they have to weigh like what's more important here.
I find it funny that like they like Origin and Uplay don't get as much hate, it feels like. Or maybe it's just they've been out for so long at this point that hate dissipated and I've forgotten most of it.
I think they're tied to their own ecosystem of games is the reason. Whereas Epic is another like storefront just for anything.
You know what? That's a better point. That's a better point then, yeah.
How many exclusives do the other ones have though? Is it just
I mean,
is everything
Origin?
EA,
or everything EA is on Origin.
Does some of EA come out though?
EA specific? No. You couldn't even get Mass Effect 3 when that came out. That's when it started.
And what about Ubisoft? Is it all locked behind Uplay, or does some of it come out?
Ubisoft is on Epic now.
Wait, what?
You can buy Ubisoft games on Epic, like The Division 1, 2, Siege.
Okay.
Wait, maybe Siege isn't. I can't remember. But yeah, those are all on Epic. Because what it does is it just connects back to Ubisoft. Like, it just opens their launcher if you buy
Right, and that's what people are saying in the chat as well. You use Uplay kind of passively.
Yeah.
You're probably right, Paul, that it's more the it's because it's more generalized and it's not just like the understanding of, oh, of course EA would want you to play EA stuff. And it's more Epic being like, Epic is coming into our turf now. They're not just dealing with their own turf.
Yeah. This is what I'm kind of seeing this is also kind of a bad comparison just because of how different things are now. But this is kind of like what the new generation of console wars is. This is like the Sega versus Nintendo, only there's anonymity and you don't have to face the consequences of what you say to people now, basically, between them.
Yeah, but people still do that for Xbox and Nintendo and Sony, but like just to a lower extent.
Sure.
Because they're all kind of doing their own things.
Because the people that play consoles have been through the console wars. They know.
More or less, yeah.
So, but now it's weird because PC has never really had a console wars type thing go on. Because PC's always been PC. You've always either downloaded the game from a weird torrent site because you're a college student or you don't want to pay for the game because you're a pirate, or you like went on Steam. But now there's like Epic scooping up some of the games that you want to play. All your games are kind of be shoved in these different directions, and people are kind of staking their camps in weird places, and people get weirdly territorial when it comes to that shit. And like part of it literally is just the fact that, lol, I don't want to download another launcher. And that's really annoying because those people are dumb shits. And if you're going to like attack Epic, the Epic launcher and Epic for some of the stuff they're doing, there's actual legitimate things you should be attacking them for that is getting just washed through because of the like stupid majority saying like, lol, I don't want to download it, lol, or Fortnite sucks. Like, ugh, this whole thing drives me fucking crazy, basically, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah,
I'm kind of all just confused why the different storefront even causes a split. It's like, you know, you're still on the same box. Like you're still both playing PC games, and when you log in to the game, it's the same game. It's not like you're getting an inferior game.
Like one of the reasons I've heard going around is like, all right, they're missing like the friends list feature, which I'll give them that. Like having split friends and stuff like that is a bit annoying.
It's okay. It is this much annoying. It is a tiny little bit annoying.
It is not deserving of the vitriol that is happening. You are correct.
I don't even think it's deserving of even saying the word like angry.
Oh, I don't agree with that. I think people should always be angry at stuff. How does anything get done if
I think they should be like being like, Epic, you need to fucking fix your friends list or something. Yeah, like you need to add these features. Like there's no native mod support, which is another big thing for PC games. Like the way I see it, as someone who remembers what Steam was like when it first existed, that's what Epic Store is right now.
Yeah,
but we've had it's been so long between that, people have forgotten, and
a lot of people haven't even seen it. Honestly,
yeah, I honestly surprised like Epic even kind of dropped one with that few features. To be perfectly honest,
it does.
I guess I just don't care about these features so much. I just want to play the game.
If Epic literally, at November was like, all right, we've heard your complaints. Here is here's XYZ fix that you want and update. So now we are catching up to Steam. And also here's explanation X, Y, and Z for like the scanning your files thing that's going on, which there's been a bunch of posts explaining that as well on different sites. But like it was just like they literally just actually addressed all these issues instead of just being a business, which to be fair, that's what they should be doing. I think it would tone down.
Comment brings up one of the dumb things Epic has done recently that I forgot about. When they had that giant sale going on, they don't have a way to add a cart, or they don't have a cart. So like where people were buying multiple games and they would have to do so one at a time, and Epic's stupid like spam system or whatever saw those as like threats or whatever, like somebody's buying too many things quickly and like would ban their account. Like that's a problem. Shit like that.
Yeah, that's stupid. Yes, that is very much get angry. That is dumb as shit.
That shit's hilariously bad.
Again, I would find this like mildly annoying. I don't think it would make me angry.
You wouldn't be angry that you spent all that money, like a couple $100 worth of money, and then suddenly couldn't access it anymore?
Well, it sounds like I can't spend all that money. I have to buy it piecemeal.
No, you got banned
like
after
he's saying, like
it went through.
Yeah.
I guess I probably wouldn't be angry. I would just be like, what? I would be just very confused.
Yeah, confused is also correct. That is the right thing to be for sure.
I can't say I agree with you on this one, Sean. I'm sorry.
Honestly,
no, that's fine. You don't have to.
That specific thing I thought was funny because it wasn't me. I would have been fucking furious if that.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, there are legit problems that are getting overlooked, and honestly, this is not the way to go about it. Like, I know people can't see it, and maybe it's for the best, but every time I look over at my other screen, I see some of the worst shit I've ever seen on the internet, like, typed out. So, yeah, like, this is not worth it, dude. This ain't it. Like, Jesus Christ.
All right, well, let's move on. I think we've kind of said that point. So let's do some questions.
I still think Epic giving them support is dope.
Yeah, that's cool. But I'm also worried, and I know people have definitely saw it this way, that's them trying to save their image right now.
I saw somebody was saying Jim Sterling put out a video about this, and he had to take it down because of all the harassment that it stirred up.
Yeah, so Jim, I didn't see the video, but I saw Jim's posts about it, and he straight up said, like, do not harass the devs because of this. Here's a video breaking down what's happening, and then he's like a day later, he's like, you fuckers, I literally said don't do this, so I'm removing the video.
That's crazy, man. I don't know. Weird tipping point. Anyways, sorry, questions. Sean, where can people write in?
They can do so at topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box.
Okay.
And I can read this first one from I Am 3D Homer. You are mysteriously trapped in a room at your parents' house. Your phone is dead. The only things in the room are your Wii U gamepad, a chair, a glass of water, and a bowl of ice. Oh, sorry, bowl of ice cream.
Bowl of ice.
Just
some cubes.
You can play any game that you actually had on your Wii U last time you turned it on. So digital games you had installed and the last disc that was in there, only if you left it in. What are you playing?
Okay.
So wait, the disc, like, it has to still be in the system right now?
I mean, I moved, so that means I have nothing in it.
Yeah, I mean, I take the discs out.
He moved. He had to go back to his parents' house, and like, he had the Wii U there, so whatever disc was in the drive currently. So if there's nothing
this
in the
is
drive,
literally like he's saying like, this is what happened to me. What would you do?
Yeah, exactly. So apparently he just spent the night like eating ice cream and playing. I can't remember what he said, but anyways, regardless, what's in my Wii U right now is Zelda Breath of the Wild.
I mean, the last game that was in my Wii U, I don't even know what that was. I was going to say Tokyo Mirage Sessions, but that's not true. I've never put the disc in, but that was the last one I bought. I wish I had, because I would love to have an excuse to play that game.
I would say probably either Mario Maker would have been in there, or I'd play DuckTales Remastered, since that was a big story we didn't talk about. That's getting delisted as of like
You're right.
Saturday.
Yep.
That was a big story.
I was gonna add that in. The date I
Okay.
saw was it was gonna get delisted starting today. So I was like,
Yeah, I can
well,
remember it was
it's
the 8th or 10th.
already
I thought it was 8th, but some people said it was the 10th
Oh.
last night to me.
no, I was looking at the tweet. It said the 8th, so I was like, well, we can't even like public service announcement. Try and buy it. It's done.
Oh.
It might still be on Steam. It's on some platform for another day or two, someone said, but I don't know if that's real.
Yeah.
Anyway, maybe it is Mario Maker. I think I bought a digital copy of that, so maybe I can play Mario Maker 1.
Yeah.
Which that's not too bad.
It's still listed on Steam apparently.
Oh, weird. I don't know why I saw the 8th then from whatever tweet that was.
Heads up, everyone. DuckTales Remastered is leaving digital storefronts in a duck blur and will no longer be able to purchase beginning August 9th, 2019. So tomorrow.
I don't know what I saw.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, right now it's 75% off on Steam, so it's $3.74.
Yep. I also had that installed on my Wii U because I bought that for like $3 when it was on sale a while back. Monster Hunter is installed on there. That weird Fatal Frame is installed on there. What's that Mario Kart game? I guess 8? Mario Kart 8 is on there.
Most of my Wii U games were discs.
really?
Yeah,
I
same
do
here.
have a copy of Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon.
Yep,
On
that's
there?
on there. Yep, you got it. Mega Man X is on there for me.
Okay.
Oh my god. Shadow of the Ninja? That's the name, right, John?
Yes.
NES game?
The Clay game? Oh, the NES game. Yes, Shadow
of the Ninja. Yeah, that's on there. Also, that game's great, by the way. At least I like it. So, yeah, no, I have a bunch of like. Oh, I guess Ocarina of Time's on there. I have a shitload of stuff on there.
I have all my Wii stuff on there too, because like before the Wii went down, I got a bunch of WiiWare games, so like
Sure.
Castlevania the Adventure and all that.
Yeah, I have a lot of options. I'm set. Next question comes from Suku. I was watching someone play Odama, which is a pinball game with voice control set in feudal Japan. What's the weirdest game you've played? This is a John
Odama.
question. Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
Odama. Maybe. There has to be something weirder. Seaman was
I always go to
weird.
Muscle March. That's a very weird game.
Muscle March, yep.
Muscle March is up there.
Seaman is still one of the weirdest games ever made.
Yeah. I hate that I actually have to sit down and think about this. Lifeline, but that's not weird as in annoying to control more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
What? Lifeline? I don't know what that is.
That's the like Resident Evil style game that you have to control with your voice.
Mm-hmm.
You like literally you don't even use the controller except for menu options. You have to tell like this girl to like shoot left, shoot right, dodge.
Okay.
It's
How
a
about
fully
How about Rock of the Dead?
or Rock of Ages. Rock of the Dead, I could see that one. That's the Guitar Hero themed House of the Dead, basically, right?
Rock of Ages is kind
had,
of
like-
weird too.
Rock of Ages is weird, that's for sure, yeah.
What if I just Google weirdest video games? What comes up?
Probably my buddy Tom.
Watch Mojo comes up a bunch. Great. Goat Simulator.
Oh, yeah.
Nah.
Dude,
It's not that weird.
Mr. Mosquito. Remember Mr. Mosquito?
Whatever
Oh,
that
man. Yeah, there you go.
this came to Game Pass like a month or two ago. That like shopping cart one where it's you and a goat in the shopping cart, and each trigger controls you or the goat screaming, and that's how you propel the shopping cart forward, and you have to get through the
What?
supermarket. Supermarket Shriek. That's what it's called. That's a weird game. I played
What?
a
Okay,
weird amount
there
of
you go.
Supermarket Shriek.
A weird amount of it, too. Dude, there's a lot of weird video games. Oh, Nobi Boy. I loved
That's
that.
a weird.
dumb
That's a weird
thing.
game.
Yeah, that
Yep.
is a weird one.
I mean, Katamari is also weird if you just kind of
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah. At least
I went to a
Katamari's
friend's
more of a
house.
game.
I went to a friend's house like a week or two ago. He just had the Katamari soundtrack on vinyl.
That's pretty
Yeah, I
weird.
did too.
He just put that on.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's not so weird. Although if John
That
says he
soundtrack's
has
great.
something, that doesn't make it not weird. I
That's
guess.
definitely true.
I'm just saying he's not the only one.
Yeah. Tokyo Jungle was good. Apparently, that's the third weirdest game according to this list.
Tokyo Jungle, yeah. I don't know how weird it is, but just that it exists. Doritos Crash Course,
Oh, it's so good too.
and it didn't it get a sequel? Wasn't there another one?
There was. Yep.
I think they got rid of the Doritos part, so it was just called like Crash. I gotta look this up, man. Oh, here's a weird one. This was a free game. One of the first games I played on the 360 because it was a free game. Yaris. Did any of you play Yaris?
Yep.
Oh yeah, Yaris. No,
Yep.
I wasn't there in time for it.
Yaris sucks. That game is absolute trash. You played as a Yaris car that had a weird laser beam arm, and you just kind of like drove through these pipes of enemies.
Oh my god. What was that movie star game?
I know what you're talking about. I was just talking about a friend of this.
U-Star.
I don't think it was called U-Star. So there's You're in the Movies, which
Yeah.
Not
I
that
obviously mentioned because I have the Xbox Live Vision camera. That's a weird game too. But they came out with a Kinect-based one
Yep.
around, I'm going to say, it was either 2011 or 2012, and it starred Chris Evans.
Yeah, Chris Evans before he got big.
I don't know. He was like still big. Like this is after Fantastic Four. This is after Scott Pilgrim.
This is not after Marvel though.
Discovered.
Yeah.
Discovered sounds right. Wait, when was Captain America 1?
You're right. It was Discovered. It was yeah. That's a weird game just
A
because
free Kinect game starring Chris Evans and LMFAO. There we go.
That's right. It was one of the guys
Yeah,
from LAFAO.
you're
I
right.
don't remember which one it was.
the guy with the
It was
hair.
Red Foo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Captain America: The First Avenger came out in 2011. That may have been before Discovered. When was Discovered?
I'm seeing this post is 2012.
Oh shit.
This is Marvel.
Oh my god, I forgot it's Intel Discovered.
Intel Discovered. Yes, that's right. Intel Discovered came out October 2012, so he was Marvel famous.
Holy
He was
shit.
Captain America for a whole year.
I have to play this again. It's still installed.
No,
On
you
my-
don't. Oh my god, really?
Yeah. I mean, I'll play it right after this after TDV. I'll let you know how it is.
Oh
If it
boy,
holds
thanks. Keep us posted.
I'll let you know if it holds up.
Tell me if the Kinect still holds up. That's some breaking news there.
Oh, I should play Gunslinger. You're right.
Okay, Gunslinger's a good game.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some good games. I had a lot of fun with Fruit Ninja Connect.
Rise of Nightmares was better than it should have been for like the schlocky horror thing.
There's that sweary game, D4.
Oh yeah, that's Xbox One Connect. Yeah.
Oh, Ill Bleed is a great survival horror game. Not many people ever talk about. That's weird. People should check out on the Dreamcast.
Mach and X is another weird one that's on the Dreamcast. That's like
Dreamcast was
the
so
Shin Megami
good.
Tensei guys, but as like a first-person sword battler.
Yep. Man, that was such a good system.
All right, John, why don't you read this last question?
All right. Cool. Last one comes to us from Gutang Clan, who says, with the video that is shot for the podcast and John for his live streams, how do you store that massive amount of video? Is it on portable large terabyte hard drives? Where and how do you store those hard drives?
This is
Basically, do we download the VODs or do we just move them to YouTube and leave them
Yeah,
online?
so youtube.com is where we store all of them.
So I guess John can answer separately.
Yeah.
We do not store the podcast.
That's not true. I store a copy of the video podcast every week until I know that it goes up.
Oh, wait, and when do you get rid of it?
When it goes, like, when I know that it's live and fine.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Because
I guess you do that. Yeah, that would make sense.
It's easy enough to just do, like, start recording with start streaming.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, that was news to me. We don't record in any kind of perpetuity the video version. Those are just on YouTube. So if those go down, they're just gone. Whatever.
Yeah.
I do have a copy of all of the audio version, though.
Yep.
Even though those are also uploaded online, but as I've seen with Podbean, they can just disappear randomly. So sometimes I have to try and re-upload them.
Kind of scary.
Those are obviously a much smaller file, but I have had to like move them, but like between many computers.
Yeah.
I do have 10 years of podcasts on this computer, but the video is just YouTube.
Yeah.
What about for your live streams, John?
For streams, I just have like 2 portable hard drives that they're on.
So you do keep track of everything, or have a copy of everything?
Someone runs a channel. I have my own backup channel as well, but that one's way behind. And yeah, no, I try to download them all, and if I don't, I have a bunch of viewers that have also downloaded them. So if I'm missing files, usually they can cover my back.
Okay, but you try to keep a hard copy of them all?
Yeah.
That must be a lot.
Surprisingly not that bad.
Okay.
I got like I think I have like a 2 terabyte and a 4 terabyte, or they might both be 4s.
What's like the average size of like a stream?
I only stream in 720p, so not that bad. Like 700 megs, maybe.
Okay, so you're getting kind of close to a gig-ish.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well there you go. That's how the sausage is made. And if you want to send in questions for next week, it is topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. What's your games of the week?
Shit.
Last alert, I guess.
God of War 2018.
And I'm going to give it to Fire Emblem again. I'm now 15 hours into it, so I think I'm a quarter of the way done.
Ooh.
Nice.
All right, our Slay the Spire episode of TDP Plus is up. So if that sounds interesting to you, go check out the Patreon for that. And in case I don't know if I mentioned this last week, I think I did, but if you didn't hear, this month's game is Eagle Island. So stay tuned for that at the end of the month.
Woo.
But that'll do it.
All right.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Everybody.